too eager. Deathloop! Eeny, meeny, miny. 1, 2, 3.
Everest and taking the elephant. Good work for the agency.
Nowadays, no.
Let's spend less time with you fighter pilots by drone. The wheel of a car can make it differ.
Preparing for what's to come. Dominic! I'm not gonna lie. So cool. If you don't... There she is! For it? Family. May I please? Oh, there it is. Oh, dummy! Is it money or power or the father and his...
That hurts. She needs a hospital. Your son.
Let me do you one better.
Follow me to that plane.
We're still on your tail.
B. B. I got my co-pilot. Stay with me. Time for me to step out from under you. Clear the way. That looks like... Amazing! I never break a promise. You're lying.
Team is on their way. I'll meet you.
Again. Did you hear me showing off in front of your son? But honestly...
Exactly. Wow.
Count.
Can't protect.
Ooh, you are so predictable.
Mine first.
Put our family on a path to real power.
Well, looks like our part.
You know, Dominic,
So what's it gonna be? And I'm gonna take your family.
on my mission now.
Yeah, we all know
Oh, we'd already be there. For sick.
Well, the Lamborghini has a... What will it turn?
You can see toys and you still can't read.
I even tried swiping right on
I'm sure we couldn't warn them.
we go! Ted, what are you talking about, Rob?
Now you
Just so you know, Tiny Ted... None your business. It's time.
Remotely.
Ready?
just got reports of 2 explosions.
You hear that? What the hell is that? That's a big-ass bomb!
It's a bomb!
Citywide devastation. The Vatican.
Oh, thank God. Dom.
Well, high-yield neutron mine.
I just need physical hands on the device.
Hurry! The truck is speeding up.
See, Ted, strap in. Drive it.
Dom's up this.
No, we got.
Have we made the mold? It's always something, you know. Can we see out this one?
Get out of there!
Detonator now.
I got it. I can transmit cellular interference.
How much longer?
Ramsey, how do
Can reduce its power by 10 times.
Bad news, Dom. I'll back you. Save Rome.
Dom, good, not everything. One.
What have we done?
Winning's winning.
Two plans.
Okay, I gotta get to Brian and the kid.
I'm gonna get you your dad.
Oh.
Yo!
The only reason
And I can get in.
I'm not allowed. You bring more men to kill. You still drive?
¿Qué está aconteciendo?
O quê? O cofre!
Hey, there's too many! Now you stick with the plan!
Entonces, Saída.
Hey guys, today we're diving headfirst into the adrenaline-fueled, physics-defying spectacle that is Fast X. Buckle up, because this one takes the family mantra and throws it into a blender with high explosives and some truly unhinged villainy. We kick things off not with a bang, but with a chilling, eye-opening flashback to the infamous Rio Vault heist from Fast 5. Remember when Dom and Brian dragged a bank vault through the streets like it was a particularly stubborn grocery cart? Well, turns out someone else remembers it too, and they weren't exactly cheering from the sidelines. We see it all unfold from the perspective of a young, visibly traumatized Dante Reyes, Hernan Reyes' son, who witnesses his father's empire crumble and, more importantly, his father meet his untimely end at the hands of Dom and Brian. It's a foundational moment, transforming a past victory into the bitter seed of future vengeance. Dante isn't just a rich kid. He's a rich kid who watched his entire world shatter, and he's been meticulously crafting a revenge plot for the past decade. Before you head off, if you're enjoying the kind of content I make, please consider liking and subscribing. No pressure, but it truly helps me keep the action coming. Fast forward to the present day, and everything feels right in the Torettoverse. We're at the classic Toretto backyard barbecue, a scene synonymous with the Fast Saga. Dom, Letty, Little B, Mia, Roman, Tay, Ramsey, and Han are all there sharing food, laughs, and that unmistakable sense of family. It's all sunshine and smiles. The sound of happy chatter and sizzling meat filling the air, a stark contrast to the dark opening. Dom, ever the patriarch, leads Grace, reminding everyone of what truly matters. It's almost idyllic, a moment of peace before the storm. But as we all know, peace is a fleeting concept when you're part of Dom Toretto's crew. The tranquility is shattered when Dom gets an urgent call from Tess, Mr. Nobody's daughter, and a new ally within the agency. Her voice, laced with urgency, tells him something seriously amiss, and it involves a highly dangerous mission in Rome that was supposed to be theirs. The gears of fate, or rather, the gears of a vengeful psychopath, are already turning. Setting a collision course for our heroes, the scene shifts to Rome, where Dom and Letty find themselves embroiled in a crisis they didn't even sign up for. They're called to assist in what seems like a standard agency mission, but it quickly devolves into chaos. Suddenly, a colossal, spherical bomb, looking like a terrifying, oversized bowling ball of pure destruction, is unleashed. This thing isn't just rolling. It's tearing through Rome's historic streets, obliterating everything in its path with deafening explosions and metallic screams of twisting steel. It's on a beeline for the Vatican City, threatening to wipe out centuries of history and countless lives. The ground literally trembles with its approach, the very air vibrating with destructive energy. Dom, with Letty as his co-pilot in utter mayhem, springs into action, his Dodge Charger roaring to life, its engine a desperate counter-melody to the bomb's destructive thrum. He weaves through the panicked traffic, the screech of tires echoing through the ancient city, trying to stop this spherical terror before it reaches its final, devastating target. It's a race against the clock, where the stakes are quite literally global heritage, just as Dom is grappling with the monstrous bomb. Trying to reroute its path of destruction, the true puppet master reveals himself. Dante Reyes, looking impeccably styled despite being a complete psychopath, appears on Dom's comms, his voice dripping with playful menace and a chillingly casual delivery. He's not just observing, he's remotely controlling the bomb, orchestrating every single rotation, every explosion, every scream of terror. He gleefully introduces himself, explaining his elaborate, decade-long revenge plot. He tells Dom that he plans to systematically dismantle his family, not just kill them quickly, but make him suffer by taking away everyone he loves, piece by agonizing piece. Dante isn't after a quick kill. He's after psychological warfare, aiming to strip Dom of his identity, his purpose, everything that makes him Dom. It's a truly chilling monologue. The casualness of his tone making his threats all the more terrifying. The metallic clang of the bomb hitting obstacles seems to punctuate Dante's every word, a percussive accompaniment to his villainous symphony. The stakes just went from saving a city to saving an entire family from a truly unhinged individual with seemingly unlimited resources and a seriously twisted sense of humor. Against all odds. And with sheer force of will and a little help from a particularly sturdy overpass, Dom manages to divert the bomb just enough, sending it plunging into the Tiber River. The resulting explosion sends a massive geyser of water and debris skyward, rattling the very foundations of Rome, but the Vatican is saved. The sound of the initial impact is deafening, followed by the settling hush of dust and scattered rubble. But there's no time for congratulations. Almost immediately, Ames, the new acting head of the agency, who seems to have a perpetually furrowed brow and a suspicious lack of empathy, appears on every screen declaring Dom and his entire crew international terrorists. The narrative flips instantly. Heroes become villains, hunted by every government agency on the planet. The world is against them, and the ground under their feet turns into a minefield. The weight of this false accusation is palpable, the metallic click of handcuffs metaphorically tightening around their wrists. Dom and his core team, Letty, Roman, Tay, Ramsey, and Han, find themselves cut off, their assets frozen, their identities compromised, and nowhere to turn. It's a brutal, immediate shift from saving the day to running for their lives. Back home, the Toretto household is no longer safe. Mia, with little B in tow, is trying to process the shocking news and the sudden, imminent threat to her family. The usual sounds of a bustling home are replaced by a tense silence, punctuated by Mia's worried breathing. She's making desperate arrangements to get little B to safety, knowing that Dom's reputation means nothing to those hunting them. Anyone associated with him is now a target. Just as things seem truly dire, a familiar, albeit previously estranged, face appears, Jacob Toretto. He bursts in not as an antagonist, but as a protector, revealing that Mr. Nobody had secretly contacted him before his disappearance, tasking him with a fail-safe plan to protect Little B should Dom ever be compromised. It's a clever bit of long game planning by Mr. Nobody, but for Mia, it's a welcome, if surprising, sight. During this tense moment, Little B stumbles upon a photograph of Giesel, leading to a brief, poignant moment about family and loss, a foreshadowing for later events perhaps. The familial bonds are tested, but ultimately they hold strong, even with the unlikeliest of allies stepping up. Dom, ever the man with a plan, or at least a hunch, travels to Portugal. The sounds of Lisbon's vibrant, bustling streets provide a new backdrop, but the urgency in Dom's actions cuts through it all. He's on the hunt for answers, needing to understand the depths of Dante's malice and his network. He follows a lead that brings him to Isabel, a skilled street racer who shares an unexpected connection to Dante and, in a twist, to Dom's own past. She's a formidable presence, her eyes holding both defiance and a hint of desperation. She quickly becomes a vital, if initially reluctant, source of information. The metallic screech of Dom's charger as he navigates the narrow, cobblestone streets hints at the danger lurking round every corner. Isabel reveals that Dante has meticulously infiltrated various underground racing circuits and criminal networks, slowly but surely consolidating power and resources, all while remaining a phantom until now. He's been like a silent, venomous spider weaving his web, and Dom is slowly stepping into its sticky strands. The stage for Dante's next twisted game is set in the vibrant, yet dangerous, streets of Brazil. He organizes a high-stakes street race, but this is no ordinary quarter-mile sprint. He forces Dom, Isabel, and a local racer named Diogo into a deadly competition, their engines roaring with a mix of adrenaline and terror. Dante, behind the wheel of a sleek, custom-built machine, is less interested in winning and more interested in psychological torture. He manipulates the race with a casual cruelty, using the environment and other racers as pawns. The metallic clang of cars colliding, the desperate screeches of tires, the roar of modified engines, it all blends into a symphony of chaos orchestrated by Dante. He forces Diogo to crash, causing a massive fiery explosion that sends debris raining down. He then attempts to trap Dom and Isabel, his smile radiating pure, unadulterated sadism through the rearview mirror. It's here that the true depth of Dante's unhinged nature becomes terrifyingly clear. This isn't just about revenge. It's about making Dom watch as lives are destroyed and his loved ones are put in impossible situations. The air crackles with tension, the smell of burning rubber and fear heavy in the night. With Dom and his crew officially branded as international fugitives, the global hunt intensifies. The agency, now under the seemingly ruthless command of Ames, ramps up its efforts to track down our heroes. Ames, with his chillingly calm demeanor, seems to be swallowing Dante's narrative whole, viewing Dom's family as legitimate threats. The constant chatter of intelligence agencies, the metallic clatter of keyboards, and the urgent voices over radio channels paint a picture of relentless pursuit. The team's faces are plastered across screens in every major city, their names synonymous with global terror. It's a truly unfair fight. They're operating in the dark, without resources, while the world's most powerful intelligence networks are systematically dismantling their support systems. Danny's manipulation runs deep, cleverly using the agency as his unwitting, or perhaps not so unwitting, enforcers. Dom's team, usually the ones orchestrating the impossible, now finds themselves cornered, with every escape route seemingly anticipated and every safe haven compromised. The sheer scale of the manhunt is daunting, emphasizing the genius-level cunning of Dante Reyes, who manages to turn the very system against its own protectors. Meanwhile, back in London, Ramsey, Tay, Roman, and Han are having their own set of fun, which, for them, usually involves dodging bullets and explaining complex tech to Roman. Their once secure digital lives have been utterly annihilated by Dante's cyber attack, leaving their bank accounts frozen and their resources non-existent. The clatter of their gadgets and the frustrated sighs of Tay and Ramsey fill the tense air as they try to regain some semblance of operational capability. While attempting to access a black market contact, they're ambushed by a horde of ruthless bounty hunters, all eager to claim the hefty reward on their heads. The scene erupts into a symphony of shattering glass, metallic scrapes, and the thud of bodies. The quartet, despite their limited resources, still showcases their signature blend of tech prowess and improbable driving skills. Roman, naturally, provides some much-needed comic relief, panicking in the face of imminent danger. It's a classic Fast moment, where the odds are impossibly stacked, but their bond and ingenuity keep them just one step ahead of total disaster. You know, just another Tuesday for these guys. In an unexpected twist that probably left many viewers doing a double take. Dom receives a desperate, grainy video call from none other than Cypher. Yes, that Cypher, the cyber terrorist who has been a thorn in Dom's side for multiple movies, now looks surprisingly vulnerable and genuinely terrified. The sound of her usually calm, calculating voice is tinged with urgency and fear, a stark contrast to her typical imposed villainy. She reveals that Dante isn't just a threat to Dom. He's completely decimated her own vast, intricate network, stolen all her resources, and effectively rendered her powerless. She admits, grudgingly, that Dante is a force unlike anything they've ever encountered, a truly unhinged genius whose methods make her own look like child's play. It's a chilling warning, a testament to Danny's unparalleled destructive capabilities, and the sudden shift in Cypher's allegiance, or at least, her current desperation, speaks volumes about the level of threat they're facing. The metallic click of a connection ending leaves Dom with more questions than answers, and a very uncomfortable ally on the horizon. Letty, ever the fierce fighter, is captured during an earlier skirmish with agency forces. She's not just thrown into a regular jail, she's transported to what looks like a super secret, high-security prison facility nestled deep within the desolate, unforgiving icy expanse of Antarctica. The harsh, biting wind outside howls like a banshee, and the metallic clang of her cell door echoing in the frigid air emphasizes her isolation. She awakens in a sterile, cold environment, the crunch of snow underfoot echoing a profound sense of remoteness. It's a truly bleak setting, designed to break spirits and silence dissent. The stark white landscape and the bone-chilling cold amplify the feeling of despair. But this is Letty we're talking about. Despair isn't really in her vocabulary, more like an annoying suggestion she politely ignores. She quickly assesses her surroundings, her senses sharp despite the ordeal, the sound of her own steady breathing cutting through the oppressive silence, already formulating a plan for escape, because that's just what Letty does. To Letty's absolute shock, she discovers that Cypher is also imprisoned in the very same frigid facility. The revelation is delivered with a jolt, an unexpected twist in the tale. Imagine the awkward elevator ride from hell. These two, who have been trying to end each other for years, are now locked up together in a high-security ice cube. The frosty air crackles not just with cold, but with palpable tension between them. However, with Dante being the mutual enemy and freedom being the ultimate goal, they grudgingly agree to a temporary, highly volatile alliance. The sound of their combined fury unleashes a symphony of punches, kicks, and metallic clangs as they take on the armed guards. It's a brutal, close-quarters combat sequence, the crunch of ice under their boots providing a percussive beat to their fight for freedom. They fight back to back, a picture of reluctant synergy, demonstrating that even the most bitter enemies can find common ground when a shared, greater evil looms. The irony of Cypher aiding Letty is not lost on anyone, especially the guards who are probably wondering how their job descriptions escalated so quickly after a grueling escape from the Arctic prison. Battling through the howling winds and relentless guards, Letty and Cypher find themselves adrift, desperate and exposed in the frozen wasteland. Just as hope seems to be dwindling, the metallic clatter and rumble of a colossal submarine breaking through the ice surface shatters the desolate silence. It's a cinematic moment of pure deus ex machina. From its depths, a figure emerges, shrouded in mystery, and then, slowly, unmistakably, Giselle Yasher reveals herself. The collective gasp from the audience was probably audible worldwide. She's alive, long presumed dead after her heroic sacrifice in Fast and Furious 6. Giselle's return is a jaw-dropping revelation that completely upends the narrative. The whoosh of the submarine's hatch closing behind her as she steps onto the ice, her gaze steady and determined, signals a major shift in the game. Her presence alone hints at a deeper, more complicated conspiracy at play, leaving us all to wonder, where has she been, and what exactly does Mr. Nobody have planned for his operatives? Meanwhile, Jacob and Little B are on their own high-octane road trip of survival. They're not just driving, they're essentially living out of a heavily modified, weaponized car that looks like it could survive a nuclear apocalypse. The engine's guttural growl is a constant companion as they evade Dandy's relentless trackers and Ames's agency forces. This journey becomes a surprising bonding experience. Jacob, who previously seemed more at home with gadgets and espionage, finds himself in a paternal role teaching Littleby about the Toretto way of life, specifically how to handle danger, anticipate threats, and in general be a tiny, adorable Toretto. The metallic clatter of the car's defensive systems engaging, the rapid-fire succession of near misses, and Jacob's surprisingly tender moments with Littleby create a unique dynamic. He demonstrates evasive maneuvers that would make a stunt driver blush, the screech of tires a symphony of escape. It's endearing to see this hardened mercenary reveal a softer side, proving that even a Toretto black sheep has a heart, especially when it comes to family. Cut back to Dom, who is systematically working his way through every contact he has, reaching deep into the murky waters of the underground. Stripped of his usual resources, he's relying on sheer grit and the lingering loyalty of those he's helped over the years. The metallic rasp of a phone connecting in a dingy backroom, the hushed, urgent conversations, and the wary glances exchanged with suspicious individuals all contribute to the atmosphere of desperation. He needs intel, resources, and above all, allies to face Dante. He meets with various figures from his past, some more trustworthy than others, navigating a treacherous landscape of favors and debts. He's building a patchwork network, piece by agonizing piece, all while the clock ticks closer to an inevitable confrontation. The heavy thud of a hand slammed on a table, the clinking of ice in a glass, the terse, whispered words, every interaction is fraught with tension. Dom's unwavering focus is palpable, his resolve hardening with every betrayal and every flicker of hope he finds. Back with their quartet of international troubleshooters in London, things are looking up, relatively speaking. Ramsey, Tay, Roman, and Han have. Through a combination of Tay's hacking genius, Ramsey's sheer force of will, Roman's accidental brilliance or just dumb luck, and Han's quiet expertise, managed to acquire some much-needed resources. The sound of their souped-up vehicles roaring through the London streets, engines thrumming with renewed purpose, signifies a turning point. They're back in business, albeit on a shoestring budget and with the entire world still technically hunting them. The metallic click of a device connecting, the rapid-fire keystrokes from Tay, the exasperated sighs from Roman as he once again finds himself in the passenger seat of peril. It's all part of their charming, chaotic dynamic. They even get a bit of help from an unexpected source, Prince, who has his own reasons for wanting to see Dante fail. It's a reminder that even when things are at their absolute worst, Dom's family has a knack for pulling off the impossible. Often with a sarcastic comment or two thrown in for good measure, the tension ratchets up to unbearable levels as Jacob, with Littleby strapped safely in the passenger seat, races towards Dom's rendezvous point. The roar of his custom-built vehicle, an amalgamation of speed and offensive tech, is a desperate battle cry against the relentless pursuit of Dandy's forces. Their tires screech around corners, the metallic clang of bullets bouncing off reinforced armor adding to the cacophony of the chase. Jacob, ever the protector, makes a gut-wrenching decision. To ensure Littleby's survival, to give Dom even a fighting chance, he performs a daring, self-sacrificial maneuver. The sound of a massive, concussive explosion rips through the air, sending a shockwave that rattles the very earth. Jacob's car, loaded with explosives, detonates in a fiery blaze, creating a massive roadblock and incinerating the pursuing vehicles. It's a heroic, tragic moment, the deafening roar of the explosion followed by an almost absolute silence as the dust settles, signifying a profound loss for Dom's family, but a necessary act of protection for the youngest Toretto. The emotional weight of the scene is immense, a true testament to the power of family. Even for the black sheep, the stage is set for the climactic showdown, a colossal dam. its massive concrete walls dwarfing everything around it. The ominous thrum of its powerful machinery creates an unsettling backdrop, a low hum of raw power that mirrors the tension in the air. Dom, with a heartbroken but resolute little B, arrives at this imposing fortress, knowing it's Danny's final, most elaborate trap. Dante, always one for grand theatrical gestures, has mobilized an army, and the sounds of revving engines, metallic scrapes, and frantic gunfire fill the canyon. It's a full-blown war zone. Dom, with his signature Dodge Charger, becomes a one-man wrecking crew, his car a blur of speed and impact, the crunch of metal on metal echoing through the canyon. Just when the odds seem insurmountable, a metallic whoosh and the sudden appearance of a large vehicle herald the arrival of Letty and Cypher. Joining the fray, their combined forces providing a much-needed, if still numerically outmatched, reinforcement. The ground trembles with explosions, the air vibrates with the intensity of the battle, and the sheer scale of the conflict is breathtaking. The battle on the dam rages with an escalating ferocity that defies all logic. Dante, in his relentless pursuit of vengeance, escalates his assault, deploying an attack plane that swoops down with a deafening roar, strafing the dam and causing massive explosions. Simultaneously, multiple submarines, previously unseen, surface from the depths of the reservoir, launching torpedoes and revealing themselves as mobile fortresses. It's a multi-front assault of epic proportions, a symphony of destruction with the sounds of water exploding, metal twisting, and gunfire echoing between the massive concrete walls. Dom, Letty, and their dwindling allies are caught in the crossfire, their desperate fight for survival becoming increasingly dire. The thud of explosions is constant, shaking the very ground beneath their feet. Dante, in his ultimate display of sadism, targets Dom and Little B, cornering them. In a last-ditch effort, Dom, driving his iconic Charger, plows through Dandy's remaining vehicles, deliberately plunging off the side of the massive dam, Letty close behind. The metallic screech of the car as it goes over the edge, followed by the terrifying whoosh of freefall, leaves us on an agonizing cliffhanger. Are they falling to their watery demise, or does Dom have another impossible trick up his sleeve? The screen fades to black, leaving the audience breathless and craving answers. Just when you thought the ride was over, Fast X hits us with a post-credit scene that sent ripples through the fandom. We see Luke Hobbs, played by Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, in what appears to be a secluded, almost idyllic setting, taking a moment of peace. The sudden, jarring ring of a phone shatters the tranquility, a metallic jingle that foreshadows impending doom. He answers, and on the other end, his voice dripping with playful malice, is Dante Reyes. Dante reveals that Hobbs, as the one who actually pulled the trigger on Hernan Reyes during the Rio heist, is also on his list of targets. It's a chilling reminder that Danny's revenge is far-reaching and deeply personal. Hobbs, with his signature blend of stoicism and simmering rage, simply looks up, a determined glint in his eye, ready for the next battle. The scene crackles with tension, the unspoken threat a tangible thing in the air, confirming that Dante isn't just a movie villain. He's a long-game chess player, and Hobbs is now officially a pawn in his deadly game, setting the stage for what promises to be an epic and very personal showdown. And there you have it. Fast X in all its explosive, family-driven glory. This movie truly reminded us that even when faced with seemingly insurmountable odds, when the world itself is against you, the bonds of family, whether by blood or by choice, are the ultimate superpower. It challenged our perceptions of heroes and villains, showing us that even past enemies can become unexpected allies in the face of a greater threat. The deafening roar of engines, the metallic crunch of car on car, the heart-stopping explosions, they all serve as a backdrop to a deeply human story about loyalty, sacrifice, and the enduring spirit of survival. It leaves us pondering the true cost of vengeance and the lengths one will go to protect those they love. The journey of Dom and his family is far from over, and as the credits roll, we're left with a sense of anticipation for the next chapter, knowing that the road ahead is undoubtedly paved with more exhilarating action, hard